It's absolutely unsecured,
IT managers today are worried a lot about their data.
which could be challenging for customers who are. Access is completely identity driven. A majority of our customers don't build their applications on.
Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Secure Talk. In this episode, we have a special guest, Mr. Vijay Muthu, Cloud Security Specialist from Fortinet. Vijay sir, warm welcome to this episode.
Thank you so much, Mehtaji. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Because of you, I hope the cloud infrastructure is secure throughout the world.
We truly hope. Thank you.
So Vijay sir, I will ask you general questions for helping the customers who are thinking of moving into cloud. How secure is cloud? How they can prepare themselves better in their cloud journey, right?
Sure.
And you are a specialist. I don't need any introduction about that. So Vijay sir, first question first. What are the most significant challenge an organization faces while securing their cloud environment? Do you see any threats which are particularly evolving in this near future?
That's a very good question, sir, and a very great starting point for a discussion on cloud security. Typically, if you look at the cloud security environment and customers moving to the cloud, to understand how complicated it could be, let's look at it from 3-4 facets. First is the perimeter changes.
Right.
See, when you're in the on-prem world, you're in a secured environment, you're in a networked environment, and so it's very secured that way. But when you're in the cloud, it's what we call the Wild West. And it's absolutely unsecured. So it brings its own challenges. So you have an increased attack surface. So what we call the expanded attack surface, which is there when you move to the cloud. The second thing what happens when you move to the cloud, and this is something maybe you will also empathize with, is that change in the cloud is very fast. I mean, sir, I know you personally for the last 15-20 years, we've been in this security business. And if you notice, hardware, the on-prem world has not gone through significant changes. We are maybe in our fifth generation of firewalls. But if you look at the cloud world, and what we have personally seen, what our customers are seeing, in the last 5 to 7 years, there's been phenomenal changes by the day, by the minute. It's a very rapidly evolving, which could be challenging for customers who are planning a journey to the cloud. And the third thing what happens is that infrastructure, when we talk about infrastructure in the on-prem world, infrastructure is infrastructure. It is boxes, it is servers, it is routers. But in the cloud world, when we talk about infrastructure, it takes on a completely different meaning, because infrastructure is virtual here, and infrastructure can be spun up in an instance. You don't have to create your own data centers. You can today spin up a data center on the fly, metaphorically speaking. So the concept of infrastructure is changing. So if your perimeter is changing, your change matrix, the speed at which you're encountering change is changing. And third, your infrastructure is changing. By default, your security and your security posture will change.
Correct.
So in the on-prem world, security is the responsibility of the customer. But in the cloud world, we talk about what we call the shared responsibility model, right? It's a responsibility shared between different people. And I think our customers have heard enough about it, but just to give perspective, even the shared responsibility model is becoming complicated with more and more players coming into that.
Right.
And then access itself is changing. From in the on-prem world, it's very logical, right? You did a TechAx, you did an Active Directory, and you can secure your network.
Yes.
But in the cloud world, what is access? Access is completely identity driven.
Yes.
So identity has now become the new attack vector. So for any customer who's planning this journey to the cloud, these are all the main challenges that we face.
Correct.
Now, if you thought this was challenging, moving from the on-prem to the cloud world, the cloud world itself has evolved. From what we saw 7-10 years back, some customers used to come to us and the base conversation used to be about lift and shift. Take one small departmental workload and move it to the cloud. And today, after that, you went into business critical workloads, moving to the cloud. And today we are talking about mission critical workloads, which are requiring a complete change in the architecture.
Correct.
We are talking today of microservices-led architecture, containerized applications. So it's a very rapidly evolving environment, which requires customers to make 2-3 very important decisions in terms of the products that they choose,
Correct.
in terms of the partner that they choose,
Right.
and third, in terms of the process that they take
Right.
to make the shift from on-prem to the cloud.
Thank you very much, Muthu sir, for these words of wisdom. See, CTOs, CIOs or IT managers today are worried a lot about their data breaches and all. Of course, most of them are having this cloud journey. So can you tell us some latest innovation which may help CTOs, CIOs sleep peacefully at night? Even they are moving to cloud, but they should sleep peacefully. This is what I'm trying to get to.
Today we are talking about complete code to cloud security. Today we look at the complete, as you said, sir, the application journey to the cloud, and all portions of that journey are being secured. So if you look at typical an application journey to the cloud, it's basically into three phases. You talk about build. Customers are building applications on the cloud. Customers are deploying applications on the cloud.
Right.
And customers are running applications on the cloud. Now, it is not necessary that a customer might do all of these stages in sequence. A majority of our customers don't build their applications on the cloud.
Correct.
They only are bothered about, deploying and running those applications. But the security solutions which are available today can secure this complete journey to the cloud from build, deploy, manage and run. And at each phase, there is a security challenge which is there, which can be addressed by the solutions today. Like for example, if you are building on the cloud, you are typically doing application development on the cloud. Say, today, what you want to protect yourself against is that misconfigurations don't come in your applications. So you've got increasingly today testing tools which are available, which can do your DevSecOps and all that.
Correct.
Then you go into the deploy part of the cloud, right? You're deploying applications on the cloud. Today, network security has evolved. And today, companies can replicate the same security which is on-prem on the cloud. So you can secure your network on the cloud. And when you talk about running on the cloud, everybody is bothered about, and most of the customers are in the phase of the manage and run.
Correct.
In manage and run, what you're typically trying to do is that you're trying to three things basically. You're ensuring that your applications are available, your applications are scalable, and your applications are extensible.
Right.
Application availability, uptime, application scalability, scale in and out depending on demand, and application extensibility, how well your applications connect to the extended ecosystem. So these three security parts which are there. So interestingly, we now have solutions which cater to that. You've got your web application and API protection firewalls. You've got AppSec Cloud. You've got GSLB solutions, ADC solutions. You've got cloud native application protection solutions. So depending on the journey, which part is there is a solution which is available. And also, I'm not from that field, but there have been phenomenal developments in the SOC business also, right? You've got today managed SOC, you've got the SOAR business also, which has come up. So overall, today there are a set of applications and a set of partners who are available who can deliver on
Why
these
I
applications.
ask this question, many customers still they feel that on-premises is very secure because they have that mental feeling that they are behind a fortress. The whole perimeter is secure and they are safely inside. When we talk of the cloud, going to the cloud, they feel jitters. Oh, cloud, my data will be exposed throughout. And hence I wanted to ask this question to assure our customers that if you move to the cloud, there are tools available to make you as secure as on-premises. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I think that is the byline which a lot of people live by. What we call is any application anywhere, same security everywhere.
Super.
Your application can be anywhere. It can be on-prem, it can be on the cloud, it can be on a hybrid deployment model. But our customers must enjoy the same security which they have in the on-prem world with the cloud.
Very good. And some of the questions which I get from the customer is our, infra provider, the ISP or the service provider, they have the security. We need not go for a separate security. Well, I always tell it is something like this. Government says that there are 100 police stations in the city. You need not be worried. So you need not lock the door. But that doesn't happen. Still, we have to take care of our own security. How much do you agree on this? Customers have to protect their own data using third-party specialized security tools. Isn't it?
You're right, sir. There is security available in the cloud. Correct. When customers, but again, I come back to what we call the shared responsibility model. Customers need to clearly understand where the responsibility of security lies. So like I said, in the on-prem world, it's the sole responsibility of the customer. So the customer takes complete control of his security. The minute that you go on the cloud, the question of who is responsible for that security comes in. The cloud service providers secure the cloud environment. The customer needs to secure the applications which run in that environment. Some of the cloud service providers have their own security and all that, but security companies are better equipped to handle, better provisioned to address the challenges, the new challenges which cloud security presents. So it's better to be on a...
Thank you for that note. The next question which I want to ask you is, many businesses now have adopted this hybrid model. Some part is on premises, some part is on cloud. Workers are everywhere, the remote workers, the people who are traveling are working. So how should organization have a seamless security which protects all this remote worker as well as cloud environment as well as on-premises environment? Tips and guidelines on that?
Well, I'm more a specialist on cloud security, but I'll attempt to answer this. Is that we recommend customers to implement a zero trust security model, right? And so there are two parts to it. Zero trust security, that is, you don't trust anybody by default, and the principle of least privilege. That is, once you give access, how do you limit privileges to be at a minimum, to be only what we call right size, the permissions and availability around that. And there are a set of solutions which are available to you today. Today you have secure SD-WAN solutions which are available. You have PaaS solutions which are available. Today, identity and access management has evolved to newer levels to counter on-prem, cloud, hybrid kind of working environments. Today we talk about edge security, moving security to the edge. So a lot of solutions are available. The suggestion to companies is to choose people who have proven solutions, which are integrated and which can work in a hybrid model.
Right.
See, while we all are very keen to move to the cloud, but there is still an on-prem world which is there and which will remain with us for quite some period of time. So a hybrid model is the suggested model.
Great. One buzzword is AI. I think we can't have any conversation without AI nowadays, right? So how is AI enhancing this cloud security solutions? If you can guide us on that part. Is it making your cloud security much smarter or better security is offered because of AI? Some comments on that, please?
Yes, that's a absolutely superb question, Sarwan, because AI is everywhere now, right? And cloud security has hugely benefited. I think the whole security business has hugely benefited from AI. And AI has gone into the different phases, from identify to detect to respond. At different phases have incorporated AI in their own way. A zero-day threat, which is the major challenge against which we secure. A zero-day threat by its very nature has been never seen before. So how do you protect yourself against something which you have not seen before? To protect yourself with this kind of an environment, you need AI powering.
Very good.
Because AI can surface, zero-day threats and can identify zero-day threats. So what we called the noise to signal ratio. You're listening. A zero-day threat could come attacking you at different fronts, and the noise might be low, and you might not feel but how do you pick up that signal ratio? And then today, cybersecurity also is heavily crunched in terms of manpower, skilled manpower. So how do you equip people with AI? So today you have got a lot of solutions have got agent assist kind of feature, which can help break down the jargon of security into more manageable bits, into more understandable bits for teams to work on. Today you have AI in respond mechanisms. Today in threat hunting, in threat identification, and also in terms of response. So both in the SIM and SOAR solutions, basically, which can connect and can do auto remediation. So I think AI has come everywhere. And also, most importantly, in the cloud world, what we talk about, especially when you are managing identities on the cloud, how do you do user behavior monitoring? See, today, as I said before, It is no more a device we are managing. We are managing an identity. And identities, and the number one attack vector has now become identity and social engineering.
Correct.
So to take on social engineering attacks is very important. You need to have behavioral analytics, which AI are very good at doing.
The next follow-up question is, still some customers are on the fence. They're still considering, should we move to cloud or not? So if some customer is deciding to move to cloud, or at least part of their operations to cloud, what are the top 2 or 3 points they should consider before they move to cloud to make their cloud journey smoother?
It's a very interesting question, sir. Again, I think very well thought out question, I should say. I personally believe that the journey to the cloud can have many drivers, and every customer has his own journey, has his own way of going on the cloud. But there are 2-3 what I could say that maybe they can think of it as referrals, on their journey to the cloud. The first thing is to clearly understand cost implications. I know for sure that a lot of companies do their TCO, but cloud typically tends to have a lot of hidden costs. Right. So it's very important to understand what could be the cost implication. The second thing is to understand you don't do a dramatic shift to the cloud. You want to do it in bits and pieces. So the right word is journey to the cloud. A journey is covered over a distance.
Correct.
It is not instant. So take a journey approach to the cloud. Understand which are those first applications which need to be cloud ready, and then take a thing. And third, most importantly, is to choose a partner. A partner becomes very important because it is not only skill, but also in terms of how to plan this journey to the cloud.
But so, can you give few tips if some customer has decided to move to cloud? How to foolproof their cloud security? I know there's nothing called 100% security, but still, with your experience, you can give our customers some assurances. Follow these steps, which is must for you.
Sir, I'm not an architect, so I don't know in what capacity I can recommend here. But what I would suggest customers is to follow some framework.
Correct.
There are a lot of popular frameworks like NIST has its framework, and even the CSA have their own cloud controls matrix. It's a very good. Actually, I like this. The CSM matrix, which is there, is very nice, because CCM, cloud control matrix of CSA, which looks at different facets and which can help customers plan, because there's multi-pronged. The journey to the cloud, it exposes your people, your applications, your data, your network. It exposes everything. So you need to have a multi-pronged approach, which is better if you follow some kind of a framework.
Well-established framework.
Yes. Follow ISO, whichever.
Done. Vijay Muthu sir, it was quite interesting to talk to you. I know we are short of time, but I'll still like to ask you one more question before we finish this section. See, a couple of years back, we were telling customers are romancing with cloud. Now they have started marrying the cloud. Marriages are happening. Have you heard of any customers going for divorce? That means they are shifting back to on-premises for some reason.
So it's a good question. I would not say customers are not falling fully back to the on-prem world.
A couple of our customers mentioned that we are trying to move back because of the cost, so not for the security point of view, but they said the cost is quite high, and hence we are moving most of our applications to on-premise. Just your views.
Absolutely. Sir, to give perspective, the pandemic happened, and the pandemic was largely accelerated journey to the cloud. I think what is happening now is not a rollback to the on-prem world, but rather a right sizing. As I was saying, in the journey to the cloud, customers are now right sizing and are making their judgment whether to be or to move certain portions back on-prem based on their plan, and it is against various factors. I'm not the one to comment, but based customers are going through what I would rather call an optimization exercise, which is driven by multiple factors. Cost is definitely one of them, but it could be other
like a traffic during a particular season, right?
Yeah, and that's why the hybrid model does very well. I think it is still an hybrid model. It is only that the scale is tipping, in one side or the other. But I'm not. The journey to the cloud is intact. If you look at the numbers, we are moving definitely in the journey further into the cloud. But this customers are now moving in a very objective fashion, in a very reasoned out approach to the cloud.
So we can say, before we close the talk, that journey to the cloud is totally secure, provided they choose the right product, right partner.
Absolutely.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Thank you, Vijay sir. It was nice talking to you as always.
Pleasure is all mine, sir.
We'll move to the next section where we like to know a bit more about as a person, how Vijay Muthu is.
Sure, sir.
Right? So thank you very much. We close this section. Vijay sir, in this section, we like to know a bit more about you as a person.
Yes.
Hope you don't mind asking you
no, sir. Please.
Personal questions also for benefit of our customers. My first question to you, since you are a cloud person, if you have to store a very confidential information, confidential, I mean you want to hide from your wife as well, would you store on your personal laptop, or you will dare to put it on cloud and secure?
That's a tough one. Of course. But typically it depends on the information per se.
I said very, very, very confidential information. You want to hide from your wife also?
I don't hide anything, sir. But today cloud security is also very enhanced, sir. There is no difference between putting it on the laptop, because the laptop is also connected to the cloud and most can be accessed. So both the environments are okay, sir. But being a cloud person, I would prefer a cloud secure.
So you are biased towards cloud too. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. What is your most embarrassing you are a technical person. What's most embarrassing technology failure if you ever encountered? For example, many times it happens, microphone is on and we are talking, something should not be heard by general public and so on. Or sometimes you forget your presentation and you have to give a presentation. Something like that you have experienced?
Many, sir. I'm just trying to.
The most interesting one we like to.
I'm thinking which one is it. The open mic happened with me and one of the events.
But any other?
Thankfully, I was only asking about when to get on stage, not on.
Okay.
But nothing as such of note, sir.
Okay. But any other interesting you remember?
We have all gone through it, sir. Sending today in emails, they're autofill and you intend one and go to somebody else. And those kind of bloopers, but not as such anything.
WhatsApp messages also we forward to wrong group. So those are the videos which has happened to you. Good, sir. Good, no problem. If your phone data backup, consider that as a flavor. If it is a flavor, the phone data backup, how it will test? Spicy, red hot spicy, sweet, salty. Knowing your
bland,
it will
be bland. I don't use so much.
Bland? I don't believe it, but I will take the answer. Personally, what do you feel? On-premises data is much more secure or cloud data is secure?
Sir, it depends on the controls and it depends on the people managing that infra and all that. Personally, I feel it depends on the information that you're trying to secure. Each has
plus and minuses.
I mean, on certain phases you could
choose one.
I would choose the cloud, sir.
Cloud. So, the cloud is in your blood. I assume that. Great. Next question to you is, which is much more scarier for you? Your email being hacked or your confidential cloud data being accessed by your wife?
I know that for sure, sir. So, my email being hacked.
Email being hacked. Okay.
Because if the email is hacked, even I am not getting access to that confidential data.
Interesting. And my last question to you is, given a second chance.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to be in the same role in IT as a cloud specialist, or you will choose some other career?
Absolutely, sir. I love my job. It's not for the show or anything. I personally believe in the journey to the cloud, and I think we are all playing a very important role by securing that journey to the cloud. And it's a very interesting space to be.
Right. So you will like to repeat your
Absolutely.
again. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vijay Muthu sir. I'm sure we can talk for hours, but knowing the time constraint, we'll put a stop here. Thank you so much for coming to this show. It was wonderful talking to you as always. I hope to see you once again after a couple of months.
The pleasure is all mine, sir, and really look forward to meeting up with you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
With your permission, we'd like to give a token of gift to you for your time. Thank you.
Thanks.